Okay, so today you can see how far we made it with last month with the 4 Horsemen deck. Today's going to be the finale for the 4 Horsemen gimmick deck, but it's not going to be for the Paladin, I decided, because we don't have to end the whole gimmick series by the end of the year, right? I'm perfectly fine if we don't do that, and the reason why is because, I hate when they do this stuff, oh, free thing in the shop. It's like complaining about free things, but like, what if I forget to do it then? Like, why not just give it to you anyway? It's to get you to go to the shop and bait you into trying to buy something else, which is fine, but I don't think I've ever even really used that card. I tried to fit it in a deck, or maybe I did use it once in that process, but maybe only just like once or twice. But no, none of this stuff interests me. I did get this one before, and a lot of these corresponded pretty well with, like I used the Shaman, Thirst Trap, Nerzul to when I was doing my Shaman gimmick deck. So yeah, today will be the finale for the Paladin 4 Horsemen, but I'll still try other ones like Gul'dan or something else. Try to dig through and shed light on some of the most fun Paladin decks ever, even though I really can't think of too many that stand out to me. Summer in Paradise, Beach House on the Spiral Islands, okay. But no, this one almost goes against the spirit of my gimmick decks typically, because let's define what a gimmick deck is for me or just in general, right? You kind of commit to a mechanic and you hard commit in such a way that, like, let me use every elusive card in the game so I counter spells very hard, and then I have like Lord Thamar or other buffs. It used to just be other kind of buffs and counter spell, like as a mage and things like that, to really commit to the, Lothab, everything that counter spells as much as possible. So it doesn't mean it's even that good, and it doesn't mean that even if it works that you're gonna win. Like, okay, now with Lord Thamar it becomes easier and better. Like, it'll be, you get a 9 mana 10, 18 Sogoth the Slitherer, and it's really hard to get rid of, even by today's standards. So what that means is, wow, that's really a fun, satisfying interaction, and then you play Lothab next turn, then you play some other Draconid, 7/7, elusive. So it's fun because you're committing to the theme, and it forces them to deal with that, right? Even if it's not that good, and again, even if you get the gimmick, it doesn't mean you're always going to win. And again, even though Lord Thamar, for example, makes that one better, it's also in a time where decks on average are better too. Like, whereas when I first did it, you use Sogoth and you use all these other things, Lothab and just basic stuff, but you didn't have a lot of these really better evasive cards. Even though a lot of the good ones came from Gul'dan, so I played it even before that, and it almost just wasn't a thing that you could even really do. But the point is, the spirit of a gimmick deck is that you get these interesting, fun interactions, often by hard committing to one mechanic in particular, whatever it might be. Like, you have every stealth. That's one I could do, right? You have every stealth minion in the game, and you just play like that, and you try to buff them or build around it somehow, but that's all it is. Like, it can have other nuances to it, but the point is it's usually not going to be the greatest. And again, even if you get the gimmick of it, you're not necessarily going to win. Like, okay, I have a bunch of stealth minions, and they're there, you're able to play them over the course of the game, but you're not going to automatically win. So this one goes against the spirit of it because it's an auto win condition that would almost be more suited to a meta deck, and the only thing that makes it so suboptimal is just because it's super old. I guess the other element that could be considered a gimmick with it is the simple fact that we try to make it the 8 Horsemen, which I haven't won because of that condition yet, where we have the other like 6 cost Baron Rivendare War Rider, where he's able to if they all die, then the death rattle wins you the game. And so that's kind of interesting to try to mix in here. So I have both of them. But the problem with that is the simple fact that I'm not actually going to... I've won, obviously, a number of games because of the normal 4 Horsemen effect, but I haven't won a single one because of that. I almost had a chance to, but then I got cucked because the guy died to, like, fatigue. So I was even trying to win with that just as a BM or just to get the chance to see it happen. That one seems a lot harder to do, and of course, it's not even a Paladin-specific card. I just thought it would be a fun way to expand upon this whole thing. But no, it's still fun, but there's something missing on 2 levels. That, number one, I couldn't think of really anything else for a for a Paladin to use, right, that would be super fun in the whole history of the game, right? Not a class that I played a lot. I have 5,000 dust to play around with, though, for maybe what we'll do next time, maybe Gul'dan, maybe something else. So again, it's kind of sad that I couldn't think of anything else for a Paladin, but even within that context, I don't like the fact that... I do not like the fact that it's, again, a win condition sort of deck, because that's the sort of stale, repetitive style of play that you would see more so in meta decks that are actually good. And so once you get the gimmick here, you actually win. That's it. Like, you can't help it even.
Uther versus Jaina.
So it almost sounds like I'm disappointed. My deck is too good and I'm winning too much, so that's a bad thing. Like, fuck. This chick I do like because of the locations. Well, let's not even worry about it. But no, I almost want to win a game in the context of the other, with the other War Rider too, and I should almost build around that, but I don't know if the whole irony is that Paladins won't be the class really to do it, right? It'll be some other class, even though the other Horsemen are for Paladins only. But you would think there would almost be some internal synergy, but I don't know how you're meant to okay, we're gonna get bots here, but it's the first week of the month, so it means that it should be hyper competitive with all these would-be legend rank players who just haven't gotten there yet. That's always my hypothesis, right? Because it's the beginning of the month, so you'll see a legend player at bronze rank 10 like me. Of course, I don't try to get legend anymore, but you would see actual tryhards do that. So this is the one card that we added from the new set that would allow me to draw my highest cost card, which would be Uther, and even potentially my lowest cost card could sometimes be the Beardo, but it usually isn't going to be. But that kind of synergizes a little bit. And of course it is a Paladin card no less, so it's sometimes fortuitous how these things turn out. Bro, if I lose to this shit, or you'll get a coin from it or some shit. So I actually had the Gallocrown quest in here too, not even because, oh, I want to use that as a gimmick, but just for the coin thing, but I didn't feel like I really needed it. Right, you get enough coins by other means. So that doesn't even matter, because the next highest cost card, it's only important to try to get the... It's only important to try to get the actual Uther, is obviously always my highest cost card. But no, like the Shaman deck with all the evolve type stuff, everything that's going to transform your minions or their minions. So again, you're hard committing to that mechanic, but you're not expecting to win because of it. You're not always getting it. You're kind of, again, it's not always going to be the greatest deck. So that's the whole philosophy that I like to do, or at least that's what I'm trying to do with this series. And in the past, I've done a lot of decks like that in various games, like in Yu-Gi-Oh! And this. So it sort of goes against this sort of gatekeeping fallacy that people sometimes have, where it's like there's a lot of weak turns where if it was actually a good deck I'm going against, I'd already lose. But at least a good deck with board presence, like I'll do, you know, Jinzo, Spell Canceller, Magic Jammer, Trap Jammer, all this kind of stuff just at Royal Decree, just to stop you from using any spells or trap cards. So that's often a theme of mine. But no, like in this game I've done that a lot, where over the years I just try to come up with these different gimmick decks and fun ideas. But no, there'd be like this preconceived notion like, oh, you know, I don't know, people have this sort of stuck up way of thinking like, oh, you can only play meta stuff, or you have to, like, you're playing it wrong. I'm not saying that other people have to play it necessarily like that, although it is sometimes nice or refreshing if you could somehow have a mode that encourages that, but I don't want to waste that, and I don't really need to either. Oh, what's I... Shit, I'm not even looking at what I'm doing. You put a quality on the top. I don't know if I had the chance to put something better. I didn't even look. I was just spam clicking. But no, you get swallowed up by power creep too, to the effect of, you know, it ends up not mattering. That's why Lorthamar, think about the Druid elusive deck, for example, right? This shows you how hard you have to work for some of these gimmicks. You have all the elusive minions in the game at that time. Then you have like Mark Pride of the Wild or something, right? There's like a 4-mana card that gives you like +1/+3 to all your minions. And it's like, wow, that's so epic. Because if you do that to a board of elusive minions, it's like, oh, now they're even harder to kill than they ordinarily would be. And they are going to bypass even AoEs that you would use to try to kill them. So at that point, you know, many years ago in the game, that would actually be kind of a cute idea. And the reason why is because... it felt meaningful. But now, oh, you get Lorthamar, so now it just doubles everything in your deck. So fuck it, now all the elusive minions will be god level, because it bypasses also the same need, like, oh, you know, your opponent can't target your minions, but neither can you, but now you're kind of still buffing them. That's why the AoE buff is relevant, right? Whereas in something like Magic the Gathering, it wouldn't matter, because of the simple fact that it wouldn't be relevant, because I don't know, like in Hexproof and Magic the Gathering, for example, you can target them anyway. So it's a way to sort of rub that in their face a little bit, that they're not able to actually... They're not actually able to deal with it that easily. Again, by today's standards, there are a lot of other AoEs and things you can do. I almost just want to win this like straight up on the fucking board. Like, I don't even care. This is just like boring because you get to obviously see it's either it's a bot or it's just a new player who has a really, really shitty deck. But no, I like his whole aesthetic. I like the aesthetic of the win condition as well. I should almost make a point to try to do it with the win condition, but I almost don't care. Like, what would I be able to do? I would have to get Beardo, otherwise I just can't do it. I should make a point to do it if they're not going to resign, which bots maybe typically won't do that. Do 6, we can whack this, or I could try to win with this other condition. And see now, if I return this to the hand, what happens even? What happens? Because will I get the same one from that then, or will it still do the proper rotation of what the next ones are going to be? Because I don't know if the Brewmaster actually works with that. I can't remember. It might just be random, but like summon 8/2/2 Horsemen. But the fact that I have this one in my hand doesn't prevent me from getting it again, I don't think. You're holding a 2-cost card. You get a coin, which I don't even really need. Go ahead and do this. But no, I almost want to win because of this condition, but I'm not going to go too far out of my way to do it. I'm not even really doing it for the sake of BM. I'm just trying to win with the actual purpose of the deck. But again, this really goes in stark contrast to most of what these decks are about. So the only other classes we have left, so let me try to plan out my monthly schedule here. You have, or you know what I kind of do is I cuck myself with the ability to, with the space. That kind of happened last time too. I can't actually kill that guy off, even if I wanted to. Darien Mograine, Trollbane. I don't even need anything else. I'm going to end up doing this and then fucking myself over. So yeah, we did July and August is going to be Paladin, even though next time will be I'll try to work on different Paladin decks. And then September and October could be a mage, and then November and December could be the rogue, and then we go to Death Knight and Demon Hunter for next year, something like that. Or I could do like another Whizbang special for New Year's kind of a thing. We're like one short. I don't know why I'm even doing that. It's gonna burn Beardo or some shit. Or I might have... Oh, no. It's going to shuffle them in, so it doesn't matter. Oh, no. You do have 2 of the same ones in that way. The bot can't figure out what's happening. Why am I BMing them this hard? You are going to almost have Darien Mograine, Trollbane. Okay, so you're missing 1. Right, even though it's a little confusing, so I don't want to do it here. Let's just see how this one looks, because again, I've never seen it. I don't think anybody's ever used it against me, or at least won with it against me. The problem is it has to keep dying, and it's hard for me to even do that. Right, like whether you're a bot or not, you would think you should try to do something about this board. But you know that I want to win because of this, so you're gonna make me fatigue out and lose because of that, or you'll end up fatiguing out too. Fucking stupid ass shit. Are you serious, bro? So now you'd want it. You can't do anything even. What, you think you're gonna get some satisfaction by denying my win condition? But you're really not. I don't care if I just win. Fuck it, dude. Bro, so now I can't even win because of that, because the other shit happened. Or what I was curious about is maybe they interact with each other. It says all 4 horsemen die. So does that mean this counts as a 4 horsemen? I mean, they're different horsemen, but let's just do Beardo and fucking put him out of stupid misery. So it shows you how annoying the other condition is to do. At least this one you can combo out pretty easily, or you can at least do it from the perspective that end turn, more like end game. Yeah, I mean, that is always satisfying, but yeah, it just shows you how power creep even ruins the gimmicks in some ways, or again, it makes them too easy. Because again, Lord Thamar is doing individually what every other card in your deck would collectively do. You would have Pride of the Wild, you would have all kind of other, 3 or 4 cards that Druids would have, which is the whole reason why I chose to do it as Druid. AoE buffs that, oh, look how cool of an interaction it is, and it is very fun, but it just makes it so much less work, so then it trivializes that. Yeah, this month we'll still do Paladin, then we'll do Mage, then we'll do Mage, we'll do Rogue, we'll do Death Knight, and we'll do Demon Hunter. Those will be the final ones for the gimmick set, which again, some of these I didn't do enough gimmicks with that maybe I really should have. So for example, that Wheel of Doom or whatever for Warlock seems pretty fun. It's like you play it, and then if you last 5 turns, you win the game or something like that. I think it like destroys your deck, so you could combine that with like Rin the Dark Disciple, have Rin in your hand, and then play that, and then you fill up your deck with only the stuff that Rin's gonna give you or something. Or wait, it doesn't even shuffle stuff in your deck though, right? It just puts it in your hand. But no, mages all do that same elusive kind of idea. Or I might be tempted to do something with Yogg, like a Yogg spell, casino, gambit, crazy shit. But either that or, just the elusive thing again, where it's with counter spell and a couple touches that the mage does instead of the druid. And then, because obviously that's one of my favorite mechanics in card game history, this period. Anything that negates spells and the core removal mechanic and stuff like that. So that'll be for Mage. Then for Rogue, we'll have obviously the underplayed class round robin is what we were trying to start with that. Where we did Priest and Rogue, but like I've been joking, Rogue just vanished out of my memory and I actually skipped it without meaning to. Those are my 2 least played classes in the history of the game, is Priest and Rogue. And so you're in a situation where, we'll have to find something for that, some old school deck that could be fun. Maybe Yogg would work with that too, or use every stealth minion in the game, something like that. But I'll have to kind of look through and see what I like for, again, even if I say, oh, the most fun mechanics in the history of the game, or the fun rogue decks, I probably didn't play them in the first place, because let's just do this and we can set up to do consecration like next turn maybe. Right, so for some of these I've really struggled to come up with a good one. Some of them are super easy because they have the built-in mechanics like that, but maybe I didn't do enough of them, like Warlock, Renounce Darkness, Exploring Goro, Zenazari for Warrior. It's always so, I swear I have like a visual cue, like I should, if I did face cam, webcam, every single episode I mention those cards, just because that exemplifies what this shit is all about. Insert the moment where I'm gonna say Zenazari, Exploring Goro, for the millionth time, every single episode of the series. But no, that is the point of what we're doing here. And so again, Mage will be open to elusive / maybe Yogg Saron, maybe something else. Rogue will be open to stealth, every stealth minion in the game, maybe something to do with Yogg as well. And then finally we have the ability to do Death Knight and Demon Hunter, which I'm not sure what in the world we'll do with that. The one thing I want to use is I want to use the Death Knight hero card, because I've never used that and I was happy they finally added one. That could maybe screw me over actually a little bit. Or here, it can definitely screw me over because I'm gonna... Fuck. I'm gonna waste my coin. But no, we have the ability to look in Death Knight and Demon Hunter like, oh, what's my favorite deck from the history of the class? I wouldn't know because I never really played either one very much. I played Death Knight a bit when it came out, but I didn't play Demon Hunter much. I wasn't really playing the game at all when that did come out, and even when it would, but even when I did play, I wouldn't really care about playing them. And obviously they skipped over Monk because it's so shitty. It's like they were trying to go backwards, so they started with Demon Hunter and then they'll work their way back to Death Knight, but then they skip Monk, or whatever. Even if they went forwards, they would have done the same thing. Or they're strategically skipping a class that nobody likes. You get a coin from there. You can draw into something from here. I will not forsake. You don't really need to use this though. Draw 2 minions, give your other minions +2/+2. Nothing I even want to do. So that's kind of a bad time to play it when you're not willing to use the effect yet, because you're just assuming it'll stick around for that long. Titans almost should have been evasive themselves. They're immune to everything, right? And they can't be destroyed except by battle or something like that. Like a God card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, Death Knight and Demon Hunter I wouldn't have a super good idea as far as what gimmick decks we could do, because I barely know what decks overall. One thing I really enjoyed with the Death Knight was obviously Mograine with the 3 damage, you know, unpreventable effect, but that's not really a gimmick, it's just a good mechanic. The Beardo we have, so we could just do this. Problem with this is you keep ending up overdrawing yourself, which is just really annoying to work around. And I didn't have the greatest way to bait that out. I guess I could have tried to play this.
I will split your soul apart.
Yeah, you'll end up burning a card, or they'll end up, you know, making you overdraw and do something dumb. Or they'll give you the coin from your own effect somehow at the wrong time, if it's like a Death Rattle one. But the Death Rattle gives them a coin, I feel like. You want to get rid of as much shit as possible. Like, I just don't want all this stuff here. Let's just do that for the sake of it. That's cute, but it's still gonna be 9. I don't know, I'm just kind of doing random stuff at some point here, but it's perfectly fine with me. So we have a very sizable hand. Like, it's not that hard in this day and age to get through, like, your whole fucking deck. Like, I'll put Octosari in here just for the fuck of it, and even if they do silence it, so be it. Like, it honestly would make sense with a deck like this, or with a lot of my decks, because all you're trying to do is, well, it's not like, oh, you're trying to get to your win condition, because again, most of these don't have one, but you do have the ability to whatever, you're trying to get to your gimmick rather than get to your win condition. But no, I'm trying to think with Demon Hunter, what would I even do? Like, he's probably gonna be a minion that he's doing. Let's do this, and then we could always do the coin as well. Okay, we lose the coin, and see, I can't afford to even do that because
our hardships only strengthen our resilience.
we can buff the shit here. I often don't take very good advantage of that effect. So the board is at least clear. This is good. You might think Cariel is kind of overkill because I already have Uther in my deck. Like, why would I need 2 heroes? But there are times where you don't get Uther, and you can just make the best of this. Like, there'll be that one game, though, where it's the last card in your deck, and then you expect to win because of that alone. It's kind of satisfying against certain decks, though, because it is an auto-win condition where, you know, you're going against a million armored druid, and it doesn't matter, or so many other things that they wouldn't lose in a conventional way, but now they will, because I don't have another 2-cost card. I don't mind doing that. No, it'll fuck up my weapon, though.
Looks like I'm here just in time.
So this dude is gonna actually become worthwhile for his cost.
Just
Okay, so we need Uther primarily, and we also would need a coin and shit. We need multiple coins, which, again, this is the kind of thing I mean when I say, oh, they could give you too many coins at the wrong time. Yeah, the problem with this sometimes is I don't play long enough, and that's not exclusive to the gimmick deck. Like, yes, you might get hard stuck at silver or something, which is still fine. I'm not trying the ladder with these per se, but it would be interesting to see how far some of them can really go if you did play it a little bit longer and put a little more effort into it. Not even so much into deck building, because some of them are very clear criterias where, again, you could always make a really good deck with the thing in there that you're trying to do, but it's not the same thing, because then that steals away the essence. You'll have a couple elusive minions in there. No, I want like every single one, and that's the whole point. Just try to play as much shit as possible here. Get rid of that, which never loses durability, which makes you wonder why it's even a 2-5 then. Like, just... And that icon is like from something else, isn't it? Like, this is supposed to be the fucking... Isn't that like from the... Looks like something out of the Wailing Caverns. I can't remember. Oh, here we go. Shutterwalk. Fucking cancer card, infinite loop bullshit. Almost like a win condition, but it's actually less of a win condition than what I'm using because, you know, it's still not as guaranteed or direct, but I could totally still win if I just get Uther and like a couple more coins. Bruh.
Drink with me, friend.
What? Or I should have played that shit first then. I don't want to lose this one, but... What? Oh, I see, I see. I didn't even fully appreciate what they were doing. That's kind of cool, actually. So by using... I haven't really seen somebody use Shutterwalk for that reason. Well, this guy gets a hard-on from... You know, countering everything I do as well, but that's a lot of work. There's plenty of other Shutterwalks that would just win you the fucking game anyway. But you can't counter a hero card or a hero power, but you will counter all this shit that would enable me to play more of it. It would be so satisfying to win because of this, but I don't know how, because I can't play shit. Like, the same effect won't... Oh my god. I have to give this guy a certain amount of credit, though. It's Shutterwalk, but at least it's in a different way than what I'm used to. I don't even know what the fuck is going on, but... Fuck. It is a little bit of a cancer mechanic, but you don't see it too much more these days anyway. Point is, I can't really deal with this board. What I can do is I could keep myself invincible, or what is it, just gonna be an infinite fucking loop until the turn ends because of these long ass animations? At least this isn't like Grim Patron where you have to manually do it, it's just doing it by itself. I haven't even heard that voice line, I don't think. Face the wisdom of... I have to give the guy credit for trolling the game properly like this, and especially for you know, again, applying it in sort of a little different sense, but Okani with that is kind of cool. But at some point it becomes redundant. Shouldn't they have changed it so like there is a limit to how much it does this shit? It's not even serving a purpose at some point where, you know, we get the point. It's not really even doing anything at this point. It's just gonna keep doing it's gonna keep doing the same shit. Why is the silence even in there? Holy shit, bro. I thought I was done seeing Shutterwalk. Like some Dr. Seuss type fucking character over here. Giving me PTSD as a little kid. I forget when that even came out, but I remember hating it. That and Mysterious Challenger as far as the 6-mana 6/6. Like, is this guy satisfied with doing this? And shouldn't he just broke the game? Like, the session's over. I'm not even gonna resign. I won't even bother. Like, let's see how long this issue goes on for. He just broke the game, dude. And he only ends up with 3 of them. Like, what the fuck, dude? The point is, you just need Uther really badly. And if you don't get him, you're fucking dead. You really shouldn't even bother doing that one. Alright, yeah, you can't even do anything. Even the timeout thing you won't be able to do. Because they're both going to have both effects. The card they countered has no effect. Or at least that slows it down a little bit. You can't counter the hero at least. It would be so epic and satisfying if I did win this, but I can't even figure out how. I have nothing I could possibly do. Each one is going to counter 2 things, and they're not going to trigger at the same time. So there's literally nothing I can do. You just can't do anything, dude. And even doing that would be counterproductive because you're not going to be able to do this shit. Like, you won't be able to do the fucking anything. That's so fucking annoying. Like, that's actually just a counterproductive play because the damage reduction was always helping me there. If I could clear their board, but I can't even do that because I can't summon anything. Like, I actually love this. This might be the one application of Shutterwalk that I would have thought of using. But I never really have seen that interaction with Okani, I don't think. Where it just prevents your opponent from doing literally anything. Right, you just can't fucking play the game. For that one, maybe we could at least play around because you can do play a minion, play a spell. Let's just assume we're not going to die, but maybe that's not the best idea because I only have 3 health. I should have maybe just played this. Don't have lethal, dude, on top of everything else. Don't do it. No. But that was weird how he ended up with only 1 out there. I'm kind of confused. Like, did he actually run out of ways to kind of keep repeating that? But how? Almost would seem like he's just trolling it, but what is it that I'm missing? Like, I don't understand the game anymore.
Put your faith in the light.
Because now all you need is, like, next turn I could just win because you could do 3 + 2, so you're down to 5, then 6, then 4, then 1. Okay, you'd be like, you need 1 more spell. Maybe there's some weird interaction with these now where you like give them stealth or something to try to keep them alive, but I guess, okay. They're not going to immediately kill this, but again, it's the counters that I'm worried about. How did it end up that he only had 1 of them too? I'd have to play like 6 things that you could... Let's say you played...
Don't test me,
Yeah, I mean, I know that, but... It's just such an exercise in futility. Anything you're doing is going to get fucked over. You can't even play this either. Oh, man. That is the one thing that would basically bypass it, but it just doesn't matter. That is pretty frustrating, but I gotta give him credit at least for the idea behind it. And he probably shouldn't play around too much because I could just lose, you know. I could just win if I get the effect, but I don't know how. Right, it's just gonna be impossible. You would need a few more coins, which... Or you would need an infinite number of fucking coins because you can't bypass the counterspell shit. His fucking battle cry speech is gonna be burned in your brain after this shit. But at least I can't be too mad because see, this is the fun of playing Wild too, is that you get to see stuff that you haven't seen in years. And even in this iteration, it's a little different. There really isn't jack all I can do though. I don't know with some of these characters if they're even from the game. A lot of them might not be. They're just made up random shit with no context in the universe. When the universe already has such good rich lore, like Sogot the Slitherer is a good IDF effect because he was so hard to kill. That's why he's elusive or whatever. They have to get in close to kill him. So at least that one makes logical sense, but I don't know what you expect me to do, bro. Like really, it's spectacular. Like if this works, there's nothing you can actually do. You would just not have enough cards, not have anything to fucking deal with this. Which again, it's not a surprise that Chutterwalk would win you the game. It's just a surprise that you're so powerless in the process of doing it. There's literally nothing you can fucking do. I'm not shaming you. I should have used that title for one of my shaman gimmick episodes. Like, I'm not shaming you like shaman, but I'm just using a gimmick deck, so you shouldn't fucking try so hard against me. You're starting your game. Yeah, I would need a cooldown after that shit too. Like, I almost can't even believe what the fuck just happened. Prevent 100 damage with the immovable object. I've probably almost done 100 damage with it by now because of how stupid, you know, you can just spam hit stuff with it with the durability. Okay, so that one was a little bit annoying. I want to beat one of those decks, though, that has some crazy infinite loop kind of capacity. Or again, even like a billion armor druid. Right, because that's the one benefit that you have with these win conditions is that it doesn't matter what they have in that regard, Dead Man's Hand or some fatigue infinite thing. None of it matters because you have the simple capability to basically, you know, just bypass all of that, but it doesn't mean it's that easy to do. So again, you're trying to look for Uther, and what makes it easy is if I get that 4-cost new card that I added, obviously, with this last time, then that'll guarantee that I get Uther, or it won't guarantee it in case they silence it or whatever, but typically people don't have silence anyway. So that would mean you would get it, and then that's all you need besides a couple coins, which you're guaranteed to get one here. You know, giving your opponent one can be dangerous, but I just don't really even care. I'm gonna be hard stuck at bronze 10 here, bro. But it just takes so long, and you have to appreciate how little I play, I guess. It's just kind of hard for me to do anything these days. But again, the goal, if it isn't to ladder, but sometimes it can be fun to do that, to kind of just test and see how far one of these can actually go. But this one, I don't feel like I really... I don't know. I've done it for like a whole month already, but it doesn't feel like it. The first episode, I just built the deck the whole time. Then the second episode, I actually did a substantial session. Then the third episode, I guess maybe I was building it a little more. In the end, we would have only done it for like 2 episodes, and I don't feel like I really got on a great streak or anything too interesting. But I would love to see the effect of the other one at least once before we retire this. The Rivender War Rider. Right, that one I haven't been able to see at all. So you want to save that shit. Yeah, I even think, oh, Zola's in here because we get to... You know, we get to copy one of the 4 horsemen, but it doesn't matter, right? Because you don't know whether you're going to get the same one. But I guess if you do it with enough of them, you could copy one with Zola, you could return one with the other guy. You're not doing it for that specific one, you're doing it just for any of them as long as they're different. That way you have them to play. But it would be hard to, like, maybe once you play them, like one turn you flip one back. So you summon one, you flip it back with the Brewmaster. Then the next turn you get another one back with Zola. Then the next turn you play 2 of them and play those 2. But does that mean if I play the 2 from my hand, it'll guarantee give me the other 2 that I don't have, or like what? Because if you do it while they're in your hand, then they could just give you anything. Right, there's no guarantee that they would actually be able to not be the same ones. Like we just saw that happen in the game before last, where it was giving me multiple of the same ones that I already have. Yeah, that shows you how much you have to build around the other not that I haven't built around the core Exodia one, but you have to build around that other stupid mechanic of Rivender War Rider, obviously, because it's not happening organically at all. You could return something into the hand. I guess you could do it for that purpose too, but
So generous. Agree with me, friend.
I'm getting maybe a little greedy for the, you know, for the coins here in a way that I don't need to be doing. Get rid of the pirate first. So now all I need to do is get Uther, and we're in great shape. You should only need 3 spells overall, 2 of which can be coins, and 1 of which can even be a 1-cost spell. Like a banana or some shit if my math isn't incorrect. Because you have 10 mana. I was trying to do this last time, but I miscalculated. You have 10 mana, then you go down to 7 because of Beardo, then you go down to 5 because of the hero power, then 1 coin makes it 6. Then you play it again, you're at 4, 1 coin makes it 5. You play it again, you're at 3. You play another coin. Wait. Yeah, then you're at 3, then you play a 1-cost card, then you play it 1 more time. So you should only need 2 coins, right? Based on that math. Let's see.
That's right.
Yeah, we certainly have enough coins. Okay, so I have 10 mana, I play 3, 7 Beardo, then I play 2 hero power, so I have 1 out there, so I have 5. Then I go to 6, then I go to 4, then I go to 5, then I go to 3, then you're at 3. So now you don't need a coin. You can use a 1-cost spell to make it 2, and then you can play the hero power again, and you'll be at 0, right? So you need 2 coins for sure. 5 to 6, then 6 to 4, then 4 to 5, then 5 to 3.
Looks like I'm here just in generous. Justice.
Alright, this is beautiful because you have everything that you need. The game is pretty much decided unless you have some dirty rat or some shit. There really has never been a card in the game that deals with hero cards, like in any way. That interacts with them, like, oh, they, you know, destroy their hero card, or I mean, that would just destroy them, period. But there's nothing that really mentions that or refers to that, or draw your hero card, or do something to the hero card. It's just completely not something that's thought about. I guess the only interaction like that is with Jiraxis, but that was originally available too, like destroy a demon, and that actually works on the hero, right? Like, unless there's some other one that counts as a demon, which it actually might be true. Like, maybe the, I know Galakrond's a dragon, but maybe that would somehow count as, I don't know, like, that would somehow count from the perspective of, I could have done the opposite, as a demon or one of the other ones. Right, that was just always a funny interaction where you can like destroy a demon and gain 5 health, which not only applies to your opponent's demons, but it applies to your opponent's fucking hero if it's Jiraxis or somebody else. Maybe they actually changed how that works, but I don't mind how it works actually. Like, that's the risk you pay. That's the risk you take when you play against somebody who either creates random spells like a rogue or a priest, or I guess in this day and age could be a number of people, but or another warlock, right? Could be always a danger. So you should just be able to win now, unless I miss. No, well, won't be this turn though.
Justice has failed.
I keep even doing these suboptimally with the math, but who really gives a shit? That stuff only really matters in arena, or it won't matter with a deck like this.
Well played.
Oh, you should say something more fancy than that. And I'm not saying that because of my moderate board position. I'm saying it because of the win condition we're about to get, which again is always the same one, which isn't that big of a surprise when you actually build the deck around it. You know, what do you expect? Of course you're going to get it, but it's not the one that I do want to see the other one, and I just can't. I'll have to build a separate deck around that, but then it wouldn't even need to be as a paladin. Okay, it's over. Just hurry up. I will not hesitate. But no, I am curious about some of the... Oh, wait, maybe I don't have room now. But no, I do, because you can just do that. Sometimes if you do it too fast, you might accidentally do 2 in a row, though, when you don't mean to. Now you'll have the 1 extra mana, or you'll actually have 2 extra mana. You'll have 2 extra mana. So why doesn't that mean I could have played Oh no, I could have only played a 1 mana spell and the same hero power because the other mana is from the coin itself too. So if you didn't have the coin be a 1 cost spell, you'd have 3 mana and then you play 1 and then, okay. I don't know why that math is so hard for me to fucking calculate. Almost as bad as my calculation in chess, but that's actually the only good thing that I have. Right, that's my only good trait, because everything else, clearly, my borrowed knowledge and everything is inadequate. I love these WoW videos that I post. I posted my Throwback Thursday of me playing Season of Discovery, and it gets, like, so many dislikes. Like, I'm just playing the fucking game. I'm not saying you have to like it, but I love how, like, gatekeeping that community is or something. Or even with stuff like this, people might be the same way, where they basically, they're going to say, oh, you're not playing a meta deck, or you're playing it the wrong way. Like, obviously I'm doing that on purpose. Now you can criticize my misplays. Like, even the last game, this is a pretty nice card back. Even the last game I made some misplays, so you can always criticize that, especially if they cause me to lose. But that's different than the approach itself, like whatever it is that I'm trying to do. Right, I'm choosing to play a melee only hunter, and then they'll say, oh, haha, this guy doesn't even know how to use a bow. It's like I couldn't be doing that by choice or something. Like, again, I'm not saying you have to do that, but all these kind of fun ideas and builds, and that's the whole irony. Like, everybody jumps on the bandwagon of, oh, let's do permadeath runs like hardcore classic, as if that's something you couldn't have done in the first place. If you did it in the first place, they'll say, oh, you're playing it wrong, why are you playing like that? And then when the little add-on comes out, or if Blizzard embraces it, oh, now it's a normal thing to do. That shows you people are reactionary, mindless sheep, where they'll only do it once it's an established thing, but they won't do it on their own. Or, you could have always done it. You can always do a speed run. You can do whatever kind of interesting format you want. I'm always a fan of coming up with various formats like that. So this is the real test. Can we get a win with Barrett with the War Rider set before we're actually done with doing this? Not that I can't do it on the next episodes anyway, but I'll try to do other decks with Paladin. Battle Cry trigger twice. Has 3 random Paladin secrets. Destroy all minions less than attack. Certain communities are insular like that. I especially clown on the PoE community, because you see how much you just look at that video, and again, you can say it's about me, but again, I'm somebody who has extensive hard mode and permadeath experience, who's done plenty of world first, so at least I could validate myself that way. But I don't even have to say that. I could just say I'm an ordinary person who just plays games here and there, and I'm just having fun with them, so who cares? That's not even a cop-out. It's like, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to prove anything all the time, right? But
For justice.
What you end up doing is you realize that, like, they're so insecure or egotistical about it, and a guy who's just playing the game for the first time, like, at least if you're gonna get egotistical at the high level, like doing something world first clear, something nobody's done before, or doing like a hard challenge. When somebody's just playing the game for the first time, like, what is even the big deal? Even if you are better than them, I always say, like, that's the weirdest flex ever. Like, oh, haha, I was better at the game in my first playthrough than you are in my blind first playthrough, assuming it was even blind, which it probably wasn't. Like, why is that even a flex? And that shows like a bottom feeder effect. Somebody who's truly impressive at something, right? If you are good, you wouldn't need to flex like that. You wouldn't need to even say anything, because you would let your play speak for itself. But even if you did say something, it would be at a higher level. Like, you wouldn't be focusing on, oh, haha, look at me, I'm better than somebody who played for the first time. You'd be saying, oh, look at me, I'm better than somebody who's actually good and experienced, right? And then you at least have something to feel good about. So it's a hilarious bottom feeder effect. You see that in chess, you see that in a lot of online games. But no, people become a little bit too obsessive with their identity almost about this, where they associate everything with that, to the extent that you have there's somebody who might play a particular game, like an MMO, especially like with WoW, you see that all the time. They play the same game all day, every day. It's their whole life. It's a big deal to them, and I can respect that too. I don't even mind that, right? With WoW, I certainly did that for a period of time. The people do that with Path of Exile, surely, and other games, EVE Online or something. And so that's fine. However, there is a pure hindsight element. Like, look at it again. Chess is a major one like that. Look at it from the perspective of somebody who's not doing that. On one hand, they might not care that much or want to do that. Like, for example, they might just be trying to do something else. Like, you pretend the game came out yesterday and it was fresh and new and you just wanted to, you know, sink your teeth in and just try it. It doesn't mean that... Is that really going to cuck me from doing this shit, dude? But I already have Beardo, so there's nothing I even need. I just need like another couple coins, which I don't maybe have the best way of getting. Or again, I wanted to win because of the other effect, but they are doing very good face damage to me here. Not exactly one that I want with that.
My hand is too full.
Battle cry, restore health. I certainly don't want to waste the coin here. I think this one's maybe more pertinent because of the rush could save me. They both have rush. See, this is... Oh, I always do that. Oh no, but I didn't actually click it. Well, since I am saying that I need the coins, I may as well do that. This is one of those power creep type of cards that does like almost way too much for you. You'll have 2 coins and you'll have... You'll need like one more 1-cost card, which I don't even think I have too many 1-cost spells in here, if anything. Nesting Golem. These remind me of the things from Until Dawn. Those little fucking totems you would pick up. I love how nonchalant the characters are in that game. Like, oh yeah, we're picking up a death totem that just shows you how you're gonna die, and it's no big deal. Oh yeah, that's just normal. I just had a vision of my own death, like fucking Final Destination. Oh, that would have been the coin that I needed, but...
That's right. Feel groove. Get down.
I'm not necessarily going to die anyway, but what I need is... or you could do it like this. It doesn't even matter if I overdraw necessarily. I love this secret one. In fact, I just love this chick. This chick is so cool. The one that gives you these environments from the locations... Oh, fuck. He gives you these locations from the future, and the reason why that's so beautiful is because of the simple fact that... I don't know, they're just very fun and definitely have a major impact on the game, even though it has nothing to do with this actual deck.
Our gift of frost shields us.
So we're very much teetering on the brink, because even though I have timeout, it almost seems fruitless. Because all I have to do is I have to play Uther and then win the game. So, like, I'm very low on health, but you maybe... It doesn't matter. Like, I can't play Uther and that on the same turn, so why does it matter? I need, like, Thracian. So you can try to... But you'll never be able to do it on the same turn, where you can do this and play the fucking... all the hero powers that you need. Secrets have become kind of fun, actually, with how unpredictable they are, right? You have no fucking idea. Like, it used to be this vague pretension of, oh, haha, we're gonna try to play around something. You can't play around shit in this day and age because... it's just way too all over the place. And put something on the top, which doesn't matter. Like, I already win next turn, so it just really doesn't matter to me. Right? It's literally impossible for you to do anything, I would think, unless maybe I somehow lose a coin. But no, timeout, you have to wonder sometimes why that's even in here. It's practically made for this deck, but what does it do? Like, when would I use it? I have to use it if I'm saving up to try to get to the point where I can play Uther, not where when you already have him out here, or now if you were waiting another turn and you didn't have Beardo or something, right? It just stalls out an extra turn, but this really should be a bubble word though, like, you know, divine intervention or whatever, something else. Right, why would it be called fucking timeout, bro? That's fine, that doesn't really matter to me anyway. Right, you're gonna lose because of this condition, or maybe somehow it would be annoying. Like, oh, now you can't get the condition because you have too much shit on the board, and because of the divine shield, you can't even kill it off. So imagine if that was actually the case, but it shouldn't be the case. But yeah, please kill it, because... assuming we needed the space, because we have to... I always forget you have to put down Beardo too. Well, not for the mana cost thing, but I always forget for the space.
No peace, no rest. Death was me.
That is pretty good. That was at least a tough game where he had me against the wall, always had me on low health. But that is at least pretty good. I mean, that effect never gets old. And again, I played this maybe a little bit when it was current, but not very much. So this is the most I've maybe ever played it. And I wouldn't say Paladin is one of my least played classes, but why does it keep doing that? But I would say it's like sort of bottom middle tier. Like I always try to rank them, but then I forget. Like whether it be, I won't even say because of my favorites, but like Warrior and Warlock were near the top of the list. The reason why Warlock would probably be more is because I played it more in Arena, whereas with Warrior, I would always make fun of them and say they're so shitty in Arena, and historically, maybe on average, they were pretty bad, because the hero power doesn't do jack all for you. So my most played class is maybe Warlock, between, again, Constructed and Arena, every mode, then maybe Warrior, those are the top tier, then the middle tier would be somewhere like maybe Mage, Hunter, Druid, those three maybe. Right, Mage, Hunter, Druid is the middle tier. And then after that is like Shaman and Paladin. Then after that is the underplayed ones like these two. And then I don't even count Death Knight and Demon Hunter because they're too new. So those would obviously be low. So if I was to rank the rest of them, okay. Rogue is maybe the least. Priest is maybe the second least. And then after that, maybe Paladin, Shaman. Those are maybe kind of interchangeable. You know, maybe I did a couple evolved gimmick things back in the day. I did a couple things with this, like Exodia, and that's the only thing I can remember doing, or I played them a certain amount in Arena. Now you have these three left, so I definitely played Mage and Druid a decent amount, so I probably played them more than Hunter. So it would go like Rogue, least, Priest, then Hunter, then Druid, then Mage, then, or wait, I think I skipped Shaman. Shaman would be like kind of around Paladin as well. It's kind of hard between Druid and Mage because I would often use them for a similar purpose with respect to some of these games maybe just take too long. Like why the fuck I'm still bronze rank 9, or I mean I did lose one too. This is incredible. Like that shows you I got to bronze rank 3 in the whole month. Not even because you're losing every game or anything like that. You could be winning every game, but you're still not going to get very far. That's the struggle with this monthly rotation. If you're a casual clown like me and you know, make a rank system to last the whole season, like 4 months, like the whole expansion, but I can understand why they wouldn't do that. So it's very much an advantage if you get the coin in your starting hand already. So the only thing you need is Uther, and of course you can always get it from the stupid ass 4-cost thing. But no, part of the reason why you could say, oh, you're doing this because you're such a casual now, this is why you're doing these gimmicks. But no, I would always do this in the past anyway. The only difference then would be I would actually push it to see how far I can go, or I would like play it for, you know, just play it for longer. But I would still do things like this, or I might be more adventurous and try more ideas of that. Your coin condition and Beardo's already set, so now you're just going to wait for Uther the whole game. And the only way that you can get him, is, aside from just drawing him, is that other 2-cost, or I'm sorry, the 4-cost guy. From the, obviously from the new expansion. Usually the card back. I forgot I even had that banana shit in here because, but no, between that you're already done. You don't even need the one from this, which you can't even get right now. Just gonna cuck up my hand too much. Or I could use one of them right away. So you'd have 2 coins and a banana, which is enough. Because again, we do the math. You're down to 5. You play a coin. You play it 4. You play the coin. You play it 3. You play the banana. Whatever. You play the banana. You're down to 2. You do it one more time. I'll play one of them because you won't or I can't. Oh, I forgot that shit, but you shouldn't be winning because of that normal condition anyway. Like it's Again, it's either BM or it's almost like another format to it, another gimmick element that you not only have to do the gimmick, but you have to win because of the gimmick too. Or like with the shaman one, I was trying to make it like where I have to play every evolve interaction available before I get lethal. So if I have lethal, I have to wait before I can afford to play every other evolution in my hand, or the act of playing it would prevent them from attacking the same turn, so then you wouldn't be able to do the lethal that you might have already had. This is going to be down to 3 costs. Okay, I can't get enough of that one. You have 9 cards in your hand, and you have pretty much the win condition already. And the banana is almost in there just as a troll, but you could, by that same logic, you could just have like an actual secret, but I guess giving you 2 of them is good, but it doesn't really matter because you'll never be able to play 2 of them because, like I said, the math only adds up where you have 3 mana after playing 2 coins. So the only way you can subvert playing a 3rd coin is by having a 1 cost card only, but only one of them.
It's boogie time.
Cool Ghoul, which I almost question why the fuck is that a paladin card at all. I mean, I like these positions where I'm winning on the board too, because you don't even have to do anything. Like, that's not even the point of what you're trying to do with the deck. Divine Shield Reborn 3/1. You can do the secrets right now, would be satisfactory. You don't even need this other guy, as you can just play him as a base thing. And I don't even really need to know what they are or care. Maybe I'll just leave that shit around. But I do have some almost PTSD associated with Mysterious Challenger. Reckoning deals 3 damage or more, destroy it. Yeah, just play around these secrets. Just guess what the secrets are going to be, even though I didn't know myself or choose them myself what they were going to be.
You look tasty.
That's good. You will get the stupid ass Reborn though. The end of your turn, that would have actually been better to get rid of that one. This is the state of Hearthstone. This is the kind of card that we're getting. It's funny because it rhymes, you see. That's the whole basis of the card design. Like, it doesn't, where does this appear in the universe prominently as a major lore figure? Like, what the fuck is this, dude? Okay, we do the second. Not that you have to be that much of a stickler, but what is this gonna be? It is +2. Let's get rid of these 2, and then we can just do this, I guess. And but look at the value of some of these. Like, this ends up being insane. Or like the one that gives you like the dragons. I don't think we've gotten that one today. It'll give you 2 dragons, and it makes them super low cost or something. Oh, even if this is a bot, they've got a decent deck. Why would you even bother? Oh no, it will kill it now though. You get the stupid ass Stegodon, it'll stall things out. But this one isn't super cohesive. Like, there's some stuff in here that's just in here, period. Right, with no other rhyme or reason, but I should really play something that is actually going to be good.
I will not forsake.
I mean, you do have a lot of good things that sort of stall out the game no matter what. I don't see why I wouldn't just do that. Draw 2 minions. That's bad though, because like, why would I? What if? Why would I do that? If we burn Uther, I'm gonna be so fucking mad, dude. Hey, that's cute, but what you have is the ability to get Uther guaranteed next turn, and then I win. Bro, if that happens, I'm just gonna fucking... Information, what is this? But no, they totally need a mode where you can just combine every class's cards together, just with no restriction, or at least like 2 of them together or something, like how they do with the arena, like the Halloween arena, but you know, just in constructed. And again, you might say, oh, it's overpowered, but it's okay because everybody can do it. So Okay, hurry up, dude. Why does this background not really feel as old as, like, did they update it or improve it somehow? Troy highest, yeah, that's not really even the one you want to get rid of, though. Okay, it wasn't Uther. We can play Uther now, and the game is over. Wait. Oh, shit. Wait. Bro. I can just play it outright. Like, I don't care. I was getting in a like endless loop where I wouldn't be able to do anything. If your other minutes +2/+2, that's pretty worth it. Okay, we're just gonna win on the board because I'll never get fucking Uther. I keep forgetting that you have to let it die first. It should be the opposite. Draw your highest cost card first. Which again, how convenient is that for... Like, it works in this deck pretty well. Top 10 things you didn't notice in Hearthstone art. Like, there's probably a lot of little nuances that I've never paid attention to. WatchMojo.com. Okay, hurry up, dude. Like, we end up getting our time wasted the whole fucking episode just by bots. Sometimes even losing to them, too. I want you to kill all this shit because I don't have room to do my Uther thing anyway. Like, I want... Yeah, I want Wild Pyromancer. Fuck it, dude. But now I can't even do anything because... I don't care. I can't even do anything because I don't have a spell to play, so maybe I should have waited. I can do timeout next turn, kill my own board, and just win the game. But I almost don't even want to waste it. We want to play Uther and just... There's no reliable way to get rid of my board. So this shows you I'm more interested in winning because of the win condition than just winning overall. In fact, to an extent, I'm almost preventing myself from winning unless it's like that. Yeah, I like how they never turned this Skull Dead thing into an actual proper graveyard that you can see. Right, especially for the purpose of all the priest cards like Resurrection. Isn't that something you should be able to see? Like, every other game has a discard pile. Maybe it was a euphemism where, oh, this game is too, or like PvZ Heroes is weird in that way. You can't even see your deck. Like, how many cards are left or whatever. And it does have more cards in your default deck than this game does. Like... Whatever. Just play Uther and you win the game. It's fine. But again, as much as I like some of these animations, some of them are too long and you should be allowed to skip them. But I guess because you're both seeing them, again, it's a big strength of the game, but at times it can be a little bit cumbersome, especially for competitive play. Like, should that really be a factor that you have to worry about? Is the animation time like you're doing some kind of grim patron shit? Very rarely does it come down actually to that, like where you have that many interactions, but that Shutterwalk guy at least wasted my whole fucking day.
Reach for the sky.
So it's over, it doesn't matter.
Disappointing.
Bro is role playing as Hercules, but doesn't he say disappointed, right? Not disappointing.
The more you struggle.
You promised me a Lich King, but you gave me nothing more than a spoiled boy who fucking wants to roleplay as the Lich King and gets retconned in. Like, oh, he overpowered Ner'zhul. Like, what the fuck do you mean, dude? he overpowered him, but then he didn't go back to being good. Like, what do you mean? It was supposed to be Nurzul who was the one who was making him bad, or he's the bad guy. You kind of shortchange everything he accomplished. It's just as simple as that. These animations, again, do take a little bit where I sometimes get nervous and I'm accidentally going to fuck it up. But this at least proves the whole banana theory that you can use a one-cost card, whether it's that or whether it's just a secret or whether it's even whatever. You have exactly the amount of mana to just do that once. So you only need 2 coins, effectively. Or again, a maximum of 3. Okay, see you tomorrow.